Welcome to the dazzling future where the government is dead set on having only genius citizens. How do they achieve this utopian dream? Well, they implant embryos into all women, turning them into involuntary incubators for brilliance. Fun, right? Now, these unwitting ladies become the chosen ones, bestowed with the sacred duty of turning their embryos into straight A students. What an honor. And what's the reward for successfully molding a little prodigy? Well, a ticket to the VIP life. If your kid manages to pull off good grades, you and your mini genius get an exclusive apartment in a swanky complex. Plus, you get a glowing pin, because apparently, raising a smarty pants child is a heroic act worthy of shiny accessories. On the flip side, if your offspring can't spell genius without Google, welcome to the slums, or as we call it, the pigeon cage. Because apparently, living in a cramped space is the perfect punishment for having a kid who can't ace a spelling bee. Now, enter our heroine, Yang Chuan, the undisputed champion of momming. She's not just a mom. She's the mom who raised Ruoji, the Mozart of academia. Sadly, Ruoji bit the dust in a tragic accident. But hey, no time for mourning, because Chuan got an encore embryo. Cue the arrival of Nova, the sequel. Now, Chuan's strutting her stuff at a ceremony, being showered with awards for her book on turning embryos into honor roll rock stars. Move over, Tiger Moms, Chuan's in town. But oh no, someone had to ruin the party by asking Chuan the secret to her success. Cue the awkward silence and presenter stepping in with a convenient excuse. Clearly, Chuan's got some genius-level secrets she's not willing to share. Meanwhile, in the bureaucratic wonderland, officials are scratching their heads over a sudden surge in narcoleptic children. Apparently, these doze-off darlings are sent to advancement programs, which is a fancy term for the state-sponsored Kid Termination Center. Researcher Yi Xian, our unsung hero, notices a pattern. All these sleepyheads scored less than the minimum standard. He's Sherlock Holmes with a lab coat and deduces that the state is faking diagnoses to eliminate low-scoring kids. But hold on, Xian is not getting a Nobel Prize for uncovering the truth. Instead, he gets a one-way ticket to Arrestville, with a bonus accusation of running an underground rebellious organization. Classic move by the state. Shoot the messenger and call it a day. Back in the genius-only housing complex, Chuan and Nova are taking a casual stroll. Lo and behold, the guards are escorting low-scoring students and their mothers to who knows where. Chaos ensues, scarves fall, and suddenly there's a stampede. It's like Black Friday, but instead of discounted TVs, it's the threat of imminent death. Nova's scarf hits the floor, but fear not, it's just a plot device. After the dust settles, Nova decides to wash the scarf and stumbles upon a surprise gift from the ghost of rebellious researchers, a keychain from Yi Xian's mom. Ling Na, the bearer of the keychain, seems to know some dirt on Chuan, but plays it cool, casually handing over the keychain and dipping out. In a shocking turn of events, the news flash reveals that Yi Xian got the axe for challenging the system, and his mom got kicked off the top mothers list. Nova recognizes the news lady as the keychain courier, but decides to keep mum about it. Because who needs transparency in a society where geniuses are made and rebels are erased? Nova's home tutor, in his quest to transform her into a cloning prodigy, spills the beans that her grades are sliding faster than a penguin on ice. Cue Chuan's panic mode. She wants that shiny A+ for Nova, or else they'll lose all the VIP perks they've been enjoying. And, horror of horrors, Chuan's top mother pin has a built-in shame feature. A light that goes out when your kid doesn't make the grade. What a brilliant invention. In a desperate attempt to hide the flickering shame, Chuan dons a scarf like it's her superhero cape. But, alas, the truth comes out. The pin is not just a fashion statement, it's an electronic tattletale. To motivate her daughter, she takes Nova to the pigeon cage, the slums of low grades. It's the educational equivalent of taking your kid to a prison, because nothing says motivation like a glimpse of potential future misery. But let's be real. Chuan cares less about Nova and more about saving face in the apartment complex. Then comes the epic grocery shopping saga. Chuan tries to ditch the pin, but it screams like a siren demanding to be seen. In a scarf-draped attempt at stealth, Chuan faces the interrogation of another mum. "Is your daughter a genius yet?" she asks. Without missing a beat, Chuan fires up her lying skills and claims Nova is breaking records in the Brain Olympics. Returning home, Chuan witnesses a mom getting evicted because her kid couldn't spell genius if it was written in neon lights. The horrors. Chuan clutches her pin, realizing her cushy life might turn into a slum symphony. The fear of future scarf-covered embarrassment is real. Fast forward to Nova's test-taking spectacle. Chuan, armed with her tablet, watches Nova struggle like a cat trying to type on a keyboard. To make matters worse, the second light in the pin goes out, and now Chuan's left with a sparkling 3. Countdown to slum life initiated. Now, in a shocking turn of events, Nova transforms into a rebel at school, fidgeting like a caffeinated kangaroo, lashing out at classmates, and declaring the class a snooze fest. Hold on, wasn't she the model student just yesterday? It's like she traded her homework for a rebellious leather jacket overnight. Enter Chuan, the concerned mom who whisks Nova off to the hospital like she's on a mission. Diagnosis: ADHD, the grand finale in this roller coaster of academic drama. The doctor drops the bomb that exam stress might be the culprit. Oh, the irony. Now Chuan has to navigate the treacherous waters of ADHD while juggling the impending doom of losing her top mother status and VIP privileges. Next day in school, Nova, our not-so-apologetic floor sweeper, accidentally whacks her teacher on the leg. Instead of the standard "oops, sorry," she opts for the classic "watch where you're going" maneuver. The exchange turns into a mini soap opera, complete with the teacher grabbing her arm, Nova threatening to leap off the building, and the grand savior, Qi Zheng, swooping in to save the day. All in a day's work for the teenage melodrama enthusiasts. Now, meet Chuan, the mastermind behind this sitcom. She brings Nova home, serves her dinner like nothing happened, and casually reveals her cunning plan. Drumroll, please. Nova's pretending to have ADHD to dodge the dreaded exams. Because what's better than actual studying? Faking a mental disorder, of course. Chuan pats Nova on the back for her stellar acting skills, making motherhood look like an episode of a questionable reality show. Fast forward to Nova's birthday bash. Chuan, the party pooper extraordinaire, wants her to destroy all those well-intentioned presents from classmates. Armed with a razor, Nova faces the ultimate moral dilemma: pleasing her friends or obeying the overlord Chuan. Spoiler alert, Nova opts for humanity and decides not to play Freddy Krueger with the gifts. But wait, there's more. Qi Zheng and Nova have a heart-to-heart about her erratic behavior. Nova, sticking to her script, blames test anxiety and swears allegiance to Chuan's parenting prowess. Classic deflection technique: deflect, deny, and distract. Back home, Nova decides she's had enough of the charade and apologizes to Chuan. No more ADHD theatrics. It's time to buckle down and hit the books. In a plot twist that could give M. Night Shyamalan a run for his money, the mysterious woman, ᗩᗪᗼᗪ, resurfaces. She's got some tea to spill, revealing that ADHD isn't just a convenient excuse, it's a death sentence. According to the Guidebook of Doom, students with ADHD are considered defective embryos and are sent to the mysterious advancement programs, where they meet their untimely demise. Chuan, the master puppeteer, has been pulling the strings, urging Nova to keep up the charade for the sake of those privileges. Mother of the Year? Anyone? Nova, understandably in disbelief, gets hit with another bombshell. His brother Ruoji's death wasn't an accident. According to ᗩᗪᗪ's dramatic revelation, he was too good for his own good and got the axe for it. Cue the dramatic gasps and ominous music. So, Nova, in her quest for truth, stumbles upon an article about her brother's untimely encounter with a truck. Surprise, surprise. It wasn't a tragic accident. It was a Chuan special. Nova, the Sherlock of the slums, confronts the truck driver, who spills the beans on Chuan's puppeteering skills. Turns out, taking the blame for vehicular manslaughter was just another day in the life of a manipulated truck driver. In a shocking turn of events, Nova decides to spill the beans to Qi Zheng about the advancement program. But hush, hush, talking about it is illegal, the state's way of keeping the lid on their not-so-pleasant secrets. Qi Zheng, the slum-dwelling oracle, knows the ins and outs of the unfair program. Chuan, the overprotective mom, catching wind of their little chat through her surveillance cameras. Later that day, she marches over to Qi Zheng home, demanding he steer clear of her daughter. But wait, Qi Zheng's mom steps up, defending her boy's right to gossip with whomever he pleases. Mama Bear versus Tiger Mom. Who will triumph in this epic showdown? Fearing her imminent fate in the advancement program, Nova decides to take a field trip, straight to Qi Zheng's humble abode. His mom, the unsung hero, reveals a secret tunnel leading to a camp of survivors, founded by none other than ᗩᗪᗪ, the voice of reason in this chaos. ᗩᗪᗪ believes in letting kids be kids, grades be damned. Everyone at the camp embraces Nova with open arms, but she's not ready to betray the ever-watchful Chuan just yet. A sneaky message later, Nova bolts, promising not to spill the beans about the camp's existence. Back home, Nova attempts to appease the omnipotent Chuan, apologizing for her betrayal and vowing to hit the books even harder. She dares to ask the million-dollar question, does her mother love her? Spoiler alert. Chuan's answer is lost in the echoes of silence, a fitting response in the sitcom of emotional neglect. As Nova enjoys a refreshing shower, she's hit with a plot twist of Shakespearean proportions. Dizziness, a fall, and voila! She's in a hospital bed, declared a faulty embryo, and shipped off to the advancement program for the grand finale. Execution. Chuan, the puppet master, gets a front row seat to the chaos she unleashed. But wait, it's not over yet. In the next part, Chuan gets a new embryo put inside her. After the procedure, when she wakes up, she discovers she's in a tunnel that goes to the survivor camp. She wakes up in ᗪᗪᗪ's secret tunnel. ᗪᗪᗪ, the unsung hero turned avenger, confronts Chuan about her murderous parenting spree. Chuan, unyielding in her quest for supremacy, claims victory in this twisted war and returns home to her cherished apartment and privileges. In a grand finale that can only be described as Shakespearean tragedy meets dark comedy, Chuan pens a book about losing 2 children and makes a fortune off the tragedy she orchestrated. A flashback reveals that Ruoji's dream of being a carpenter was crushed by Chuan's lack of support, leading to his depression and eventual demise. Chuan, ever the vengeful genius, rats out ᗪᗪᗪ's secret camp to the police, getting all the students arrested. In an ironic twist, she ends up in an interview, promoting her book and dropping the mic with the sage advice that if you really want something to happen, there's always a way.